All right, so at 11 o'clock today, you guys did the press conference. How did you feel about the announcement and about this event coming up?
I feel great about the announcement. I've been waiting a long time to really define a date to fly around the world, and so this is finally it. We're so excited to do it at Oshkosh here. This is really the largest celebration of general aviation. Thousands and thousands of planes come in, and aviation enthusiasts are all here because they have the passion and they have that sense of adventure that we absolutely feel. So we announced that we're about to fly around the world next summer, 2014, in a Pilatus PC-12 NG, which is a gorgeous state-of-the-art aircraft. It's got the reliability, the speed, the range on it to get to where we need to go. And I truly believe that if Amelia were flying today, she would be flying a plane like the Pilatus PC-12.
Now you go back and you look at the history of that. Obviously, it's a difficult flight. What are some of the challenges you're looking forward to, and what made you want to take on something like this?
So my parents named me Amelia Earhart as a namesake of hers to inspire me to do great things, and it absolutely worked. From a very young age, felt so passionate. There was something inside of me that had to do something big. So when I think about what this flight means going forward, it's really a sense of inspiring others to get out and take on their own adventure. And that's why we started the Fly with Amelia Foundation, to get young girls interested in flight and give them opportunities that they wouldn't otherwise have. So when I think about the next year, it's going to be a lot of planning, it's going to be a lot of support from companies like Jeppesen, where they'll help us route out exactly where we stop, the fuel requirements, the handling, the overflight permits. We'll be flying through the airspace of close to 40 different countries. So there's a lot of coordination to be done, but it just goes to show you that with the right preparation, the right planning, and the right equipment, any type of adventure is possible.
Okay, now back when Amelia Earhart was flying, I imagine there wasn't as much support for women pilots.
Right.
I think a lot has changed since then. How do you feel this encourages people, especially women, to fly? I mean, obviously young girls look up to you and things like that, but
It absolutely does. It's exciting because I think when you think about any adventure you want to get into, you naturally look for people who are doing similar things. And if you're looking as a young teenage girl, you want to find somebody that you can connect with. And I feel like I can still do that. I'm 30 years old. I have all the energy in the world. I'm a local news reporter in Denver, Colorado at KUSA. So every morning I get to wake up with a whole city of people and really promote that sense of optimism and adventure that goes into having a name like this. So I get a chance to speak with tens of thousands of students every year. I do a lot of school visits, and with the foundation we get to talk flying specifically, but it's a lot of fun. I get emails from little girls and families that want to talk flight, and I do my best to respond to every single one.
Okay. Now with a namesake like Amelia Earhart, did you automatically grow up with a passion to fly, or was it something that you kind of grew on you?
I had to develop it over time. It wasn't something I was necessarily born with per se because I didn't know. But my parents never forced flight or aviation on me. They really said, let's see if she can come into it on her own. And they wanted to give me this name to inspire and spark that passion for adventure. But when I first got out to the airport and saved up for my first flight lessons, it hit me. And I knew that this is something I would do for the rest of my life. And we still talk about it in my family. My parents are super proud, of course, so excited about everything that's happening right now and leading up to the next year and the around the world flight. So, gosh, I didn't know that I was destined to do it until about 10 years ago, but when I started thinking seriously about it, I realized it was possible.
What kind of got this all kick-started?
I think my flight training obviously is something that I love doing, but it was really the completion of my instrument rating that led me to believe that this was something that we can do with the right training. Like I said, it's all about preparing and mentally and educationally preparing for something like this. So finishing up my instrument rating really gave me the confidence to continue on with it.
Okay. Now, have you heard about the discovery of what they think is the plane?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Obviously they haven't found anything, but I mean, what would a discovery like that mean to you even?
I know there are a lot of different theories out there about what happened to Amelia's plane, and gosh, it's hard for me to narrow it down and really pick which one leads to what I think happened, because so many different groups have so much compelling evidence, and I support them all. I mean, I track each one of their groups and follow their progress because I really hope Amelia is found during my lifetime. I think it would be instrumental in connecting a modern-day recreation of a flight around the world with the historic context, and if they found that Lockheed Electra and found any evidence of it, oh my gosh, the things it would do for general aviation would be truly inspiring. It would really re-engage people with Amelia, and that's partially what I'm trying to do with this flight, so it would be the ultimate satisfaction for that to happen.
Okay, now you look at the look ahead to the flight. What are some of the biggest challenges in making a trip like this?
The biggest challenge is flight training, of course. You want to be the best pilot that you can and really make sure that you're prepared mentally, emotionally, physically, knowledge-wise to do this. Choosing a co-pilot was a very, very important part of this. That's why I chose Patrick Carter. He's a high-time pilot. He's a true adventurer at heart. He basically does every kind of sport out there, and he loves aviation as much as I do. So he'll be making the trip with me, and we'll do it as a team, which really adds to the safety of the flight, and also sharing that experience with another person who enjoys flying as much as I do is really going to solidify that. But other difficulties along the way, I think planning the overflight permits will be tough, which is why Jeppesen, who they have been instrumental in so many flights around the world, flights day to day that people take on a regular basis. So planning, but the cool thing about adventure is that even though it's difficult and you have those things that you push back and you don't necessarily want to do, every adventure has its challenges, and that's why we do them. If they were easy, everybody would do it.
Okay. Now, are you scared at all?
No, not at all.
No?
No.
Okay.
We've chosen a very safe plane. I've got a great co-pilot, and I'm confident in my own skills as a pilot, so I'm ready to go and fly around the world.
Okay. I think that'll do.